This is the story of the football juggernaut that never was. Approaching the 1992 Euros, the country of Yugoslavia was building a football powerhouse. They captured the U20 World Cup in 1987 with the help of stars like Zvonimir Boban, Robert Prosinecki, and Davor Suker. Yugoslavia carried this momentum into 1990's World Cup in Italy, wherein they went 2-1 in the group stages and even beat Spain in the round of 16, setting up a matchup with Diego Maradona and Argentina in the quarters. Though they played most of that match with a man down, they managed to push it to penalties. Argentina would prevail in that penalty shootout, lighting the fire for redemption at Euros in 1992. Yugoslavia lit up their qualifying group, with their only loss coming to second place Denmark. However, political struggles at home threatened the unity of the team as they headed towards the tournament. An infamous on-field riot between the nation's two premier clubs, Red Star Belgrade and Dinamo Zagreb, was simply a microcosm of the political unrest happening in the country at the time. In fact, some even view this football match as the official start to the Balkan Wars. However, despite consisting of players from many different nationalities, the squad insisted there was never any political friction between teammates. Adding to the optimism surrounding the national team was a 1991 European Cup victory by Red Star Belgrade, the first and only such victory for a Yugoslav club. Unfortunately, things began to fall apart quickly thereafter. The team's Croatian players were the first to quit. The trio of Boban, Prosinecki, and Suker would help their now independent country achieve third at the World Cup in '98. Other players like Sreko Katanec chose to follow suit, amid the intensifying conflict in an increasingly nationalistic Yugoslavia. Existing players like Darko Panchev began to realize that the country they represented may cease to exist by the start of the tournament. The real death blow came 19 days before kickoff when their manager Ivica Osim resigned, stating that his country did not deserve to play in the European Championship. Things completely fell apart on May 31st with the adoption of UN Resolution 757. In response to Serbia's bombardment of Sarajevo, FIFA and UEFA decided to expel the Yugoslavian national team from all international football. This meant that their spot in the Euros would instead be given to the second-place finisher in their group, Denmark, who went on to win a tournament they shouldn't have even qualified for in the first place. So the question remains, would Yugoslavia have won the 1992 Euros if they had been allowed to compete? Former Yugoslav player and Bosnian manager Faruk Hadzabegic sure thinks so. One thing is certain, however, Yugoslavia at Euros '92 remains one of the biggest what-ifs in football history.